Hello, my name is Maria Olivia Sabili, first year BM, Section B, and I am going to talk about postpartum depression. The birth of a baby can trigger a jumble of powerful emotions from excitement and joy to fear and anxiety. But it can also result in something you might not expect, which is depression. Postpartum depression isn't a character flaw or a weakness. Sometimes it's simply a complication of giving birth. So, if you have postpartum depression, prompt treatment can help you manage your symptoms and help you bond with your baby. Postpartum depression may be mistaken for baby blues at first, but the signs and symptoms are more intense and last longer and may eventually interfere with your ability to care for your baby and handle other daily tasks. Symptoms usually develop within the first few weeks after giving birth, but may begin earlier during pregnancy or later or up to a year after birth. So here are the postpartum depression signs and symptoms that may do. With postpartum psychosis, it is a rare condition that typically develops within the first week after delivery, and the signs and symptoms are severe than baby blues and the postpartum. So here are the signs and symptoms that may include that there are also postpartum depression in new fathers, because new fathers can experience postpartum depression too, and they may feel sad or fatigued, be overwhelmed, experience anxiety, or have changes in their usual eating and sleeping patterns. The same symptoms mothers with postpartum depression that could experience. Fathers who are young, have a history of depression, experience relationship problems, or are struggling financially, are most at risk of postpartum depression. Postpartum depression in fathers, sometimes called paternal postpartum depression, and can have the same negative effect on partner relationships and child development as postpartum depression in mothers. When you should see a doctor if you are having these symptoms of having postpartum depression or psychosis. If you're feeling depressed after your baby's birth, you may be reluctant or embarrassed to admit it. But if you experience any symptoms of postpartum baby blues or postpartum depression, call your doctor and schedule an appointment. If you have symptoms that suggest you may have postpartum psychosis, get help immediately. Because it is important to call your doctor as soon as possible if the signs and symptoms of depression have any of these features. If you have any suicidal thoughts, or if at any point you have thought of harming yourself or your baby, immediately seek help from your partner or loved ones in taking care of your baby, and call emergency hotline to get help. Also, consider these options if you're having suicidal thoughts. So what is the causes of postpartum depression? There is no single cause of postpartum depression, but physical and emotional issues may play a role. Number one is physical changes. After childbirth, a dramatic drop in hormones, which is estrogen and progesterone in your body may contribute to postpartum depression. Other hormones produced by your thyroid gland also may drop sharply, which can leave you feeling tired, sluggish, and depressed. And number two is the emotional issues. When you're sleep deprived and overwhelmed, you may have trouble handling even minor problems. You may be anxious about your ability to care for a newborn. You may feel less attractive, struggle with your sense of identity, or feel that you've lost control over your life. Any of these issues can contribute to postpartum depression. So what are the risk factors? Any new mom or mother can experience postpartum depression, and it can develop after the birth of any child, not just the first. However, your risk increases if left untreated. Postpartum depression can interfere with mother-child bonding and cause family problems. For mothers, untreated postpartum depression can last for months or longer, sometimes becoming a chronic depressive disorder. Even when treated, postpartum depression increases a woman's risk of future episodes of major depressions. So, and for father, postpartum depression can have a ripple effect, causing emotional strain for everyone close to a new baby. When a new mother is depressed, the risk of depression in the baby's father may also increase. And new dads are already at increase of depression, whether or not their partner is affected. So for the children of mothers who have untreated postpartum depression are more likely to have emotional and behavioral problems such as sleeping and eating difficulties, excessive crying, and delays in language development. If you have a history of depression, especially postpartum depression, tell your doctor if you're planning on becoming pregnant, or as soon as you find out that you are pregnant. Because during pregnancy, your doctor can monitor you closely for signs and symptoms of depression. He or she may have you complete a depression screening questionnaire during your pregnancy and after delivery. Sometimes, mild depression can be managed with support groups, counseling, or other therapies, and in other cases, antidepressants may be recommended even during pregnancy. And after your baby is born, your doctor may recommend an early postpartum checkup to screen for signs and symptoms of postpartum depression. The earlier it's detected, the earlier treatment can begin. If you have a history of postpartum depression, your doctor may recommend antidepressant treatment or psychotherapy immediately after delivery. For mother and expectant mother out there, don't forget that prevention is better than cure, and you should always seek help if you are feeling unwell to protect yourself and also your family and your newborn. That's all. Thank you for watching and listening.